Alright, so you already know Sonic Frontiers is out, and the accolades are coming in. I mean, the review scores haven't been perfect, but at least on the PC version of Sonic Frontiers Metacritic, they managed to hit an 80, right? It's a pretty big deal. But success is measured in 3 metrics: critic scores, user scores, and sales. And we got some sales figures. And we're going to talk about that as well as the future, aka Frontiers 2. So into all this right now. But subscribe to the channel already. Please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to get 100,000 subscribers. But before Sonic Frontiers 2 comes out? I don't know. Anyway, we go to the Almighty Tales channel for this one. And it says here, a look at Sonic Frontiers regional sales numbers. Impressive start in Famitsu Japan software sales with 46.2 thousand total. It becomes the fastest selling mainline title since 2001. This is Japan, by the way. For the UK's physical sales, Frontiers starts at number 4, with PS5 making up 40%. So we're going to get into the full charts in a sec, but from that little text, what we can deduce is that in Japan, this is the fastest selling Sonic game since SA2, essentially since 2001. I don't know why they didn't buy Heroes this much. I don't know what's going on in Japan, what's wrong with them. But it's a big deal. Since SA2, this is the highest selling, or fastest selling Sonic game. This is like the 1 week figures, right? In the UK, we learned that Frontiers is number 4, and we also learned that PS5 Frontiers sold more than the other ports. So everyone always assumed that Nintendo was the highest selling one, but I guess it depends on the region. Anyway, let's get into the data. Let's start with the UK one. You can see here God of War Ragnarok is first in the UK. Remember, it's regional data. And then you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, FIFA 23, and then Frontiers is sitting at 4th. And you can see here breakdown of Frontier sales. PS5 was 40% of the sales, Switch 34%, Rest Your Soul, Xbox 14%, and then PS4 12%. So, it doesn't say anything about PC. I mean, I guess Steam isn't tracking the sales like that for public knowledge. I don't know. This is box sales, right? It's physical, so Steam wouldn't be on there. But yeah, you got everything here essentially. It doesn't separate Xbox One and Series though, so I guess that's both Xboxes. But yeah, I mean, it's doing alright. I mean, it's only right above Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which Mario Kart does numbers. The fact that it's still getting big numbers like that is crazy. But let's get onto the big meat, right? Let's get onto the big meat, the Japanese sales figures. So you can see here, this is the week of 7th to 13th November. The UK one was week ending 12th November. This is 7 to 13. So as we can look at the date, that's from Monday to Sunday last week, effectively. Frontiers came out on the Tuesday, right? So we can see here Splatoon 3 is at the top doing 43,000, which is crazy considering Splatoon 3 came out ages ago, right? They're dropping like, when did it drop? I don't even remember. Like, I should have dropped in September. So that's 2 months ago, and it's still holding its own. Then you got Tactics Ogre Reborn doing 36,000. That's new. God of War Ragnarok at 29,377, which, although it is above Frontiers, Frontiers has got multiple ports, right? So Frontiers is 4th on Switch, 26,067. Then you got Tactics Ogre again, and then you got God of War again, and then you got Frontiers on PS5, and then you got Frontiers on PS4. So if we look here, God of War's on only PS5 and PS4, so 29 plus 11, that's about 40,000, maybe 40,500. But Frontiers is 26,000 for Switch, PS5 11,000, that's 37,000, plus another 9,000, so you're looking at about 46,000 with a little bit of extra numbers, like 46,000 something, which means Frontiers in Japan outsold God of War Ragnarok. Now, does that mean that God of War is less popular than Frontiers in Japan? Well, I guess in Japan technically yes, but overall no. Obviously, God of War Ragnarok is a bigger game than Sonic Frontiers. It's just that Japan fucks with the Switch. I did my research, okay? These are the highest selling video game consoles by region. So we go to Japan. Of all time, by the way. You can see DS is at the top because DS is the greatest system ever created. That's alongside the Dreamcast. Then you got Game Boy second. Switch is third of all time. This is everything in Japan. So 26 million, literally top 3 ever. And it came out 2017. PS5 is all the way down here. 2.1 million. PS4's at 9.3 million. So God of War's on systems that sold 9 million and 2 million. Whereas Frontiers is on not only those systems, but also the Switch, which is top 3 ever in Japan, as well as the Xbox, which just moved to 379,000 units. Fucking nothing. But, and then Xbox One, which is at the fucking, but seems Japan don't be fucking with Xbox like that. It appears. I think Sony is Japanese, right? So they fuck with their own shit. Nintendo's Japanese as well. So that's why Xbox is like fucking nothing in Japan. Even the Dreamcast outside. Dreamcast got 2.5 mil. Anyway, the point is that God of War's not on the Switch. Sonic Frontiers is. The Switch is sold 10 times more than the PS5. It's sold 2.5 times more than the PS4. So it's only natural that Frontiers being a big game for Switch is going to move more overall units, right? Even still, considering the fact that the PS5 has only done 2.1 million units versus the 26 million on Switch, and it still was able to move more units on PS5 than Frontiers did on Switch, shows how popular God of War Ragnarok is, alright? But this is a Sonic channel, therefore we have to praise the Sonic, and Frontiers outsold God of War in Japan. Okay, that's the point I was trying to make. Anyway, it's still a cool thing to say at the end of the day. Outsold, you know, it's not officially more popular, but it's a cool headline. Okay, just like you're getting an 80 or Metacritic. It's a cool headline. We know there's a lot of ifs and buts and a lot of small print data there, but Sonic Frontiers got an 80 on Metacritic and outsold God of War Ragnarok, but we all know that it's a headline. Okay, it's an accolades trailer. Cherry picking, but it's still cool to say at the end of the day. Now the question is, with the sequel, are they going to increase the manpower so that they can have a good budget for the game, a good amount of resources and shit, so that the second game can be grander than the first, right? We want to surpass the first in terms of quality. Well, you've got an interesting point here. You've got this tweet from Sega Official, and once you translate it, it says, Sega is currently looking for people to work on the Sonic the Hedgehog series. If you are interested in game development or like the Sonic series of games, please apply. Recruitment details for planning assistant part-time job. So people have taken this around and been like, they're increasing the manpower for the next game, and I mean, planning assistant part-time job, I don't know. But we look at the page here, translate this bitch to English, and it says, you know, check-in work, something. Those interested in game development have a sense of responsibility. Students are not allowed. Apparently, students don't have a sense of responsibility. Just because I used to start my assignments 8 hours before they were due, you're saying I don't have a sense of responsibility? What the fuck, Sega? Those who can work for a long period of time, more than a year. Those who work 5 days a week. Those who have general common sense. So that eliminates Sonic Twitter. Sorry. Those who like games in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Those who like action games. I like to think about difficulty and game balance. So they care about difficulty. Part-time job to start at 1,200 yen hourly. How much is that? 1,200 yen hourly, huh? How much are they paying these people out here? Because I don't know. I gotta make sure, you know. Let me see. 1,200 yen hourly. £7.21. I mean, yeah, it could be higher, but it could be lower, I guess. You know, it could be lower. It could be definitely higher. But anyway, it says, change the starting hourly wage according to the content issue. There's a pay raise according to the ability performance after work. You get overtime allowance, late night allowance, holiday work allowance, pay leave. I mean, at the end of the day, look, could they be increasing the manpower for Frontiers 2? Potentially. Given the success of Frontiers 1, I mean, it wasn't a complete flop on Metacritic, minus the Xbox Series X version, combined with, you know, the sales figures being surprisingly decent. I wouldn't be surprised if they raised the budget for Frontiers 2. Because people saying that we needed to wait 5 years to get a good game, that's fucking bullshit. They had like 40 or was it 60 people working on Frontiers, right? The reason why big AAA developers are able to get games out within like 1, 2, 3 years is because they have more people working on them. They raise the budget so they can hire more people and get shit out quicker. If they doubled the amount of people working on the game and had the same amount of time, the game would have been in a much better state. It's as simple as that. So at the end of the day, they could drop a Frontiers 2 by fucking the end of 2024 if they had a bigger team and a bigger budget. It's as simple as that. So if they're like, this is doing well, we need another one out for 2024 to coincide with movie 3 so we can push that alongside movie 3, they could have that ready if Sega was willing to drop the budget, right? And given the way Sonic is doing pretty well right now in terms of the multimedia and even this game, it's very possible that they would do that. Is this a sign of that? A planning assistant part-time job? I don't know. But it would be nice to see them push the budget so they don't run out of steam after the second island and reuse one island 3 times, and reuse the same themes from Generations for the entirety of cyberspace, masking it with EDM to make us think that it's original, while also copying level design from games that came out in 2001. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Frontiers is selling, and they might be improving the manpower for the sequel. You guys looking forward to Frontiers 2? Have you bought Frontiers 1? What do you guys think about the game? And of course, a big shout out to all my channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you can click the join button next to the subscribe button. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the nuns on the channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.